That's a wide body.
Panther Nation, what's good? Welcome back to Carolina's Armchair GM. I am your host, CJ. All right, y'all. It is another home game. We are back at Bank of America Stadium tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time against the New Orleans Saints. Okay. And if you saw the thumbnail that I put together a little while ago, meant to schedule live last night, but walked up out of here and I got all my slides and everything done and walked up out of here and just forgot to schedule it. But you know, can we dominate the Saints tomorrow? Okay. For me, that's what I'm looking for. Can we get out here? Can we put them down early? All right. Are we going to have another nail biter? Are we going to have another last game winning drive for a last second field goal or last second score? You know, or whatever it's going to be. You know, can we put this game to bed by halftime or maybe, part of the way through the third quarter? All right. Can we have another Atlanta Falcons? And as much as I love winning, okay, and I don't care how we do it, but yeah, we've had let me see, we've had Miami, we've had Dallas, the Jets, and the Packers. Okay, all of them have been decided on the last drive, every last one of them. Okay, because the defense went out there and stopped Miami, and then we did got into victory formation. Okay. But my thing is, we got the 1-8 Saints. The only reason I bring this up is because we had the 0-6 Jets. Okay. And then that ended up being a one score game. Okay. So can we do this against the Saints at home in Bank of America Stadium? All right. So that is the question this week. All right. And to help me answer this question, somebody that you all know and love, my cousin, the Couch Scout extraordinaire, Mr. Blue Velvet himself. What's going on with you, cuz? How you doing?
Hey man, hey, I appreciate you having me, cuz just trying to take a little honey from the tree.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey man, so,
Yes,
so, so what
sir.
you think, Tone? What do you think? What you think? You think we're gonna have another it's a divisional game. I mean, some people call it a rivalry game, some people don't. I saw I don't know if it was Sheena or Vashti, and they asked the players in the locker room, they think this is a rivalry game, and they were like, no, and then I saw Rashad from PNP, and he made he put a post on X that kind of summed it up. I think very good. And he was like, a lot of these players, are too young. You know what I mean? A lot of these players,
Mm,
weren't really paying attention to the Panthers. When Sean Payton was out there doing his shenanigans in the locker room, and the Saints fans were cheering that thought Cam Newton got knocked out, and then he jumped up, started smiling. You know what I mean? Like a lot of them don't remember stuff like that. You know what I mean? But so
right.
to me, this is a rivalry game. It's a divisional game. I consider all of our divisional games rivalry games. That's just me. But what do you think?
I
Cuz do
get
do you
you.
think we can put our foot on their neck early, or their neck?
I think we can. I think we can. I think we should. We need to. Let me say that. I think every game besides the Atlanta game this year that we've won has been like a one score game. And
Mm-hmm.
the games that we have lost, well, two of them were, blowouts.
Blowout.
Close one to the Cardinals, and I guess you could say that one. I guess you could say the one with Jacksonville was close, but I think the final score is a little misleading to me. I don't think it was as close as the score says. But
True.
to answer your question, I think it would be nice to jump out on them early, get them out of their game plan, get them, you know, um, looking to pass the ball more, get away from their run game, get away from, trying to establish the run, and have them playing from behind. I think that would do well to get the home crowd
Mm-hmm.
hyped up. Cause there's a
Yeah,
lot
get
of
the home
Saints
crowd.
fans. Yeah, a lot of Saints fans and in Charlotte, and a lot of people think that is that's one of our rivalries. And I agree with you. I know if you in our division, it's a rival game. We play each one of the teams twice a year. You know what I'm saying? It
Mm-hmm.
ain't gonna change. Um, but yeah, I would love to see us jump out on New Orleans early and turn the dogs loose on the defensive side of the ball and and go to work.
I feel you. Feel you on that one. All right. Well, let me get at to a couple comments here. T Green, keep pounding T Green. What's going on with you? Rashak, what's going on? Got the eyes up there, man. Hey, let me tell you, we trying to see what happened, dog. Think Tony said we out here. Hey, it said run Rico run 27-13 Panthers. Man, let me tell you that would be nice. That would be nice. But I'm looking for another. I ain't gonna lie, man. I want another shutout at home, dog. I want another Falcons game. Mind you, I'll take whatever happens. I'm not complaining, but I do want the Panthers to go out there and impose their will on New Orleans. Like I really 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 do. So we'll see. Mr. Unky Dory, what's
Yeah,
going on with you? He said we got to put the nail in the coffin for the Saints. We do. We really do. We really do. Jeff R, what's going on with you? He said Bryce leads the NFL in game-winning drives. Yes, nobody talking about that. He don't have the quote-unquote stats, but he got the clutch gene. You know what?
that's facts.
I agree. I agree
That's
with you.
facts.
I agree
I
with you on that
mean,
one.
as much as you know, people are down on
Bryce.
Bryce and talk trash about Bryce and want to replace Bryce and and I can understand the reasonings, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I can understand the reasonings, but like you said, the facts are the facts. I mean, the man does lead the NFL in game winning drives. And Dave Canales said that's one of the things that he love about Bryce is that he's calm, cool, and collected under the pressure, no matter what the pressure is. And he feels confident that if they're down one score or less, that he'll get out there the 2 or 3 minutes, left on the clock and do his thing and give the team an opportunity to either win the game or tie the game. And to be honest, I mean he has done that. So yeah.
Facts. Yeah. Who was it? Oh goodness, since the start of October. I think Drake May, another quarterback, and Bryce Young are all undefeated. So I saw that on I think I saw that on X
Yeah.
yes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Bryce is 4-0.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Isn't it? Yeah.
yeah. Hopefully he'll keep it 5-0 since October. We'll see tomorrow. Marcus Williams, so let's get it. What's going on with you? How you doing? All right.
Don't
Okay,
don't
so
don't let
mhm.
don't let too many Bryce haters hear that, because they'll tell you in a minute that
I
Rico won those games.
and we had that same conversation Tuesday when I did the recap. And shout out to Twan Don from the 704 Charlotte Bound show and Poppin also for coming up here and chatting with me. Oh, and Will, Big Will Robinson, Tip Drill Will as we call him.
Tip Drill
You know,
Will.
and we kind of had that conversation, and I was talking about the last drive, and I was like, Bryce made a couple good throws, and he was like, well, did he? I no, I'm sorry. I said he led us down the field on that last drive, and I was met with, what did he? It was like, I think Rico led us down there, and I said, I'm not saying that entire drive was all Bryce. You know what I mean? But my thing is, and I think what's getting lost in all of this, yes, we are a run heavy offense right now. Yes, Rico Dowdle is carrying the offense, but when it gets down to these late game situations and there are throws to be made and Bryce is making the throws, all I'm saying is I'm giving the man credit where credit is due. I'm giving the man credit for making the throws. You got the fourth down throw against
Facts.
the Dolphins. You know what I mean? Driving us down the field against the Cowboys. Hell, driving us down the field against the daggone the Jets. You know what I mean? Like, and I said the same thing.
Right.
I said the exact same way. I'm not saying Bryce is out here tearing the NFL, turning it upside down as far as quarterback play. But like Jeff R said, he leads the league in game winning drives, and when it's go time, he's getting it done. So yeah. Let me tell you, I
That's
think
fact.
the only game winning drive, game winning situation that Bryce did not come through in this season was in the Arizona game. Okay, it was in the Arizona game. That in every situation since then, when Bryce is like when the team is okay, we got to go down this drive, we got to score. Bryce has led us down the field. All right, so that's all I'm
Hmm.
gonna say about that one. All
Yeah.
right, let me see. Rashak says second half of the season, Bryce will put up better stats, and I believe that as well. I believe that as well. Because my thing is, whatever works, is working, and it's not like if you look at the first 3 games, okay, before Chuba Hubbard got hurt, it was the first 4 games. I'm sorry, okay. Dave Canales always wanted to be a run heavy team. All right. But he wasn't running the ball quite like he was, after Rico Dowdle got in the Miami game and went off for 200 yards. Not saying that we wasn't trying to run the ball because we were. Chuba Hubbard was out there getting his touches. But it has
Right.
definitely changed, since Rico has, established itself, as running back or one. And I think that has also made Canales adjust his play calling, a little more as well. And then I hear people talking about last week, the game and this and that, the third. You know, you got to remember you're up in Lambeau Field. Now, mind you, it's not one of those frozen games. It wasn't like that cold. But I mean, it was cold enough. Everybody in the crowd was bundled up. There was coats and toboggans everywhere.
Right.
As the Northerners say, beanies or whatever. But they were out there everywhere and the wind was swirling, so that was a game. And like I said, and you people say, well, but Jordan Love had 200 and something yards. Oh, okay, cool. But that was not the Panthers' game plan. And we came out of there,
Right.
with the W. Now, what I'm thinking, and like I
Facts.
said, this is just my, my thought process here, as because we had 2 games of Rico just running wild. All right. Then we tried the whole, okay, well, we're going to get our 2 running backs in there and we're going to try to see if we can make this work with 2 running backs sharing the load, splitting carries or splitting series, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay. But now we realize that didn't work. So it's like, we were set up how we were at the beginning of the season. Chuba got hurt, Rico came in, and it was just okay, we're going to do this. All right. Then Chuba gets back. And then it's a matter of, well, we got to split the carry. And now it's like, we're going back to Rico. I think once this kind of roller coaster ride that we've been on as far as the offense, finally stables and levels out, now it's just okay, cool. Now we know where we're going. Now let's go ahead and fine tune this thing and be able to, take our shots down the field. Keep running Rico, keep doing whatever. You get certain looks, you get 7, 8 in the box or whatever. And it's like, okay, bet. Now I'm gonna take my shots. So,
Right.
and like I said, and I think it's been a little bit of, I like to do this because Bryce has been like this season, but the offense has been like this a little bit this season, and the defense, definitely. It's as far as because it's crazy because the 4 games that we've lost, now mind you, they play good in Arizona. I'm not going to hold the defense down that much for the Arizona game. Okay, because we were put in the hole by Bryson's turnovers in the first part of that game. All right. But the Jacksonville game, the New England game, and the Buffalo game, it was just like our defense just did not show up. We've been on it's like we haven't seen too many like mediocre games from this defense. It's like they're good or they stay in Charlotte. Or they stay home.
Right.
It's like one or the other. So, but we'll see. We'll see. All right. Michael Dennis, what's going on with you? Said I want the Panthers to dominate the Saints, but I don't want them to do it, then lose to the Falcons. Whatever it takes to beat the Saints and the Falcons, I'll take it. Back. I agree with you. I agree with you on that one. UCPF RT Kenny S. What's going on, man? How you doing? Good to see you this morning. Rock Jones, what's going on, cuz? How you doing, buddy?
What's going on,
Let me
Ron?
see. I think a lot changed after those 2 games. Was Mays coming in at center and Rico now starting those 2 game changes. Facts. I agree. And
Yeah.
good to have Cade Mays back this week as well. All right, because Cade Mays
Yeah.
is coming back.
Exactly.
Austin Corbett is going to go back to his normal position at right guard. So our starting offensive line will be Moulton and Icky at the tackles. You're going to have Damian Lewis and Cade Mays at the guards, and I'm sorry, Damian Lewis and Austin Corbett at the guards, and Cade Mays at center. Okay, and
Okay.
I do hope we're gonna see another 150-yard plus game from Rico this week. 150 yards plus and 3 touchdowns. That's what I'm hoping for Rico this week. That would be great. Let me see, because he
Those
is
big
second in
numbers
the
right
league.
there.
Yeah, he's second. And the crazy thing is, he got 130 last week against the league's 5th-ranked rush defense.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He did. Yeah.
Hey, 130, the league's 5th-ranked rush defense, and we were down. We were down. Let me tell you, Jake Curhan was probably still in the damn locker room, and they had to go out and grab him and bring him out there to play right guard after everybody went down. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but yeah, you know what I mean? And like I said, and we'll get into the numbers here about the Saints defense and offense and where they're ranked. But if what we've seen from the Carolina Panthers so far this year holds true tomorrow, I think Rico has a great shot at going the hell off. Okay. But we'll see if they're gonna do it first. 4-0 with Rico getting at least 17 carries. Facts. Vietnam, what's going on with you? Hey, man, shout out to Vietnam for being a member for 5
Look,
months, man. Appreciate
Vietnam.
the love and support. Thank you, my friend. Said, oh, yes, y'all touch that like button for CJ. Appreciate it. Thank you, Kenny. Hey, and for those of y'all that are watching, okay, and I ain't said this yet, welcome. Thank you for joining. All right, on your way in, if you haven't already, please hit that like and subscribe button, no matter what platform you're watching on, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or X, okay? Like, follow as well. Still on my way to my goal of 2,000 subscribers, okay? So please subscribe, share, tell your friends to come talk Panthers football with your favorite armchair GM. All right. Thank you. Okay. And speaking of that, let's go ahead and get into a few things here real quick. Okay. So I got a few more people in here. So let me do this real quick. All right. So I'm doing the ticket raffle today in this live. Okay. I got the wheel set up here. I have my co-GM members already on here. And I have one more person who has cashed at me $10. And let me put this on the screen. Okay, so I do have 2 tickets for tomorrow's game. All right. So if you want to join the Code Armchair GM membership tier, it is $10. All right. But what that does, it enters you for today's raffle, and it enters you for the Rams game on November 30th. Okay. If you want to just try to get to the Saints game, or if you don't care about the Saints game and you want to wait for the Rams game, you can cash at me $10 to the Armchair GM CJ. Okay, and like it says right here, specify which game you want. If you don't want to, if you don't want to go to both of them, if you don't want a chance, you enter to go to both of them. Okay, but if you join the membership tier, you're automatically entered for this one today and the Rams game at the end of the month. Okay, all right, and I'll do that here a little bit later on in the show. All right, and also, I would like to say, excuse me, to the members of the front office and the Armchair GM tier. Thank you. Whether you gifted a membership, whether you re-up every month, I appreciate all the love and the support. The 99 cents that y'all pay and the $10 for the Armchair GM membership, they go a lot. They do a lot towards making this channel better and helping me be able to do certain things. And hey, and look, and one of those things is this right here. All right, I got some new stuff here. Okay, I made me a nice keep pounding chain that I will be rocking tomorrow at the game. Okay, so I took my my Panthers logo off of here and put this on here. So, and I will be selling these as well. So if y'all want one, holler at your boy. Let me know. Hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on X, or send me an email, or whatever. And like I said, I appreciate it. But yes, but let me tell you, I cannot wait, Tony. I cannot wait for them keep pounding the chance. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna jump my fat ass up and I'm gonna have this chain. I'm gonna be holding it up high. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All righty. And hold on, I got a few more comments here. A little bit of a change here for everybody, y'all. Everybody who follows the channel know that my wife Janelle, who is on the other side of the wall here, is my everything, my world. Okay, and she has her own crafting business. And as you can see, Nella's Creations is no more. Okay, she has rebranded and is now Nella's Laser and Design. Okay,
All
Nella's
right.
Laser and Design. So make sure
That's what's
she
up.
does laser work with acrylic. She does custom engraving for cups, shoot wallets, coasters, like all kind of stuff. So make sure you go out and check her out. Okay. So Nella's Laser and Design. All right. And she says, I just want to see a great game in beautiful weather and hear Neil Diamond before we leave. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me tell you, when we win, I'll be like, all right, because the Friday, I ain't going nowhere. We got to hear Sweet Caroline. I got to get the one to bop, and we good. We gone. Because let me tell you, Tony, when I say we be running trying to get across the street to that parking deck. I was like, man, let's get up out of here before this traffic get bad. Uh, Rock said, yeah, we need to go out and handle business. No excuses, no mercy. Fact. Marcus said, Bryce was smiling when Green Bay scored. I said, cold-blooded man. Hey, and it's little things like that you see out of Bryce. You know what I mean? And like I said, he still got a ways to go. He still got, because I think he has what he needs to be a capable quarterback. But I think the issue with Bryce is sometimes part of it shows up here, part of it shows up there. You know, part of it shows in this game, part of it shows in that game. And it's just like when he gets to consistently bringing all of them together week after week after week, you know, I think a lot of the fan base will feel better about it. You know what I mean? And some of them. So we'll
Right.
see. Get an early lead, build on it. Halftime, bring ETN in, sit Rico, rotate Chuba and ETN. I would love for that to be the case, Mr. Hunky Dory. I swear I would. Hey, shout out to Fed 9 for the $10 super chat, man. Thank you. He said, what's up, fellas? Just a quick comment. What if Bryce doesn't ever take that deep play action shot when face 8-9 man fronts? We've all been on the fence about him waiting for him to show us something. Will he? I don't know. You know, I don't know.
We'll
And a
see.
lot of times, yeah, we'll see. And a lot of times too, you know, you got to think about the play calling as well. Because I don't, if y'all go back and look, if any of y'all have access to the all 22, you go back and look at some of Dave's play calling. It'll be third down in 12, you know, on the drive that we need. And Dave will call, you know, like two go routes and two comeback routes. You know what I mean? And it's all covered. And he loves those comeback routes. He loves them. And mind you, and they're open, you know, from time to time. But I think it has a lot to do with the play calling as well. But I will say this, Fate. Now I do agree with you in a way, because that has been one of my complaints with Bryce this season. When he does have that open man down the field, and he either, you know, throws it too short, throws it to, you know, over the wrong shoulder, or even overthrows it. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things I think he definitely has to work on. But we'll see. And also, and the thing is, we had this discussion the other night. You know, if Bryce is not the quarterback, then he's not the quarterback. You know what I mean? Like it's not it's not a, oh my God, that, you know, this has to work. We wanted to work out, you know, because we gave up a lot. DJ Moore's in Chicago. We gave up first round picks that, you know, Dan and Brant and them kind of got back for us. You know what I mean? But we all want this to work. You know what I mean? But if he doesn't take that step, then we have to figure that out when that time comes. You know what I mean? But we'll see. We'll see. We got a whole. All I know is we got a whole second half of the season to go, and we've already tied our win total for last year. So I put, like, I think that's a plus any way you look at it. So we'll see. But hey, but again, man, thank you for the $10 super chat, man. I greatly appreciate you, Fayette. Rashak said Bryce will get the ball down the field. So I'll check her out. So I want one of those Panther chains. Hey, okay. Tell me which one you want. Just send me a message. I got the keep pounding one. I also have the one here with the Panthers symbol on it. That's Panthers logo. I also have, okay. Now these are smaller ones, but I also have one that says Carolina Panthers. Okay. And because these are some of the things I've just been testing out. And I also did one that said, this is our lair. Okay. Now I know that's very tiny, very small, but I can make it as big as the other ones over here. So like I said, y'all let me know, holler at me, send me a message, and we'll talk. All right. I appreciate you. Miss Hunky Dory said, Nella, a powerful rebranding statement. Facts, facts, facts. Yeah, I love that new the new logo she got. Said throw a screen or a
Yeah,
five
that's
yard
nice.
route. Mm. Said this game is a perfect chance for him to get revenge from that 47-3 ass kicking they gave us last year. Man, yo, let me tell you ooh. And it was crazy because we had everybody on defense healthy too, and they just ran all over us. I mean, it was just
Yeah.
it. I mean, it put people down, people out for the entire season. That game, it was just crazy, 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 crazy. Alfonso Burr, what's going on with you? Said would like to see more tight end utilization. Yeah, facts,
Facts,
facts.
Fonzo. I
Yeah,
agree with you
I
on that.
agree. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Said that's the one right there with the logo. Okay, gotcha. Rock said he's
Them
our
boy,
quarterback till he ain't. Just win, dog. Facts.
them boys been blocking their ass off. They need to get more than just 1 or 2 touches a game, especially Mitchell Evans.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a fact. That is a fact. So it was a 305 boys. Now it's the 530 boys. Lord have mercy. Okay, cool beans, cool beans, cool beans. All right. Well, Tone, let's go ahead and get into the slides, cuz. And let me go ahead and add you back to the stage here. Okay, so fantasy football, and that says week 7. Please disregard that. I think that said week 7 for a minute, and I keep forgetting to change it. That was from week 9. I do apologize. That was from week 9. But these are the accurate scores, and those are the accurate standings in the front office fantasy football league. Okay. So me and House Nicholas are fighting for the number 1 spot. Okay, and then behind us we have BBL Giver. I can't say that name without laughing. I swear. I cannot say that name without laughing. Low Country, FPFO Dylan, famous one of one, Pound Town Power Ranger. Shout out to Undercard, Panthers Dog Stompers, and Bryce is right. Okay, so oh, that's you. Oh, oh, that's you. Oh, hey, Kenny, hey man, thank you for that. Thank you for that. I promise you, every time I see that, I laugh. I was in a meeting at work, and I was just scrolling through. I was paying attention. Okay, me and my coworkers, but I was paying attention, but I was checking my fantasy football as well, and I just scrolled and I saw that name and I just busted out laughing. But yeah, but that's cool to know. That's cool to know that's you. That is hilarious, yo. All right, hey, but again, thank you to everybody for joining the Fantasy Football League. I appreciate you, and I will get that week number updated on the next slide. Okay, injury report. All right, so one last minute addition to the injury report and is officially questionable is Ted McMillan, Tony, with a hamstring. Okay, so we will have to wait till for a game time decision to see whether or not he is going to play. And also a game time decision is Bryson Tremaine with the hip injury as well. Okay. Poor Chandler Zavala, man. Poor Chandler Zavala. He hurt his leg, he came back, and I mean, within the first drive or two of the Green Bay game, now he hurt his elbow, and now he's out of this game. And I'm just saying, I officially think we can label Chandler Zavala as injury prone. I hate it for him. I hate it for him because I feel like this year, when he had the chance to get into games and to play, I think he's actually played and performed pretty well. And I think that's a far cry from what we've seen from him since he came out a couple years ago out of NC State. I think the year after Icky, if I'm not mistaken. But and then we got Pat Jones and Brady Christensen, who are both out, for the season. Okay. So if Ted can't go on Sunday, Tony, what does that mean for you? What do you think the offense is going to do without Ted?
Next man up. The
Okay,
good
gotcha.
thing is that we are a run first team, so as long as we can run the ball, um that's going to benefit us. And I think Jalen Coker can have a breakout game.
Hmm.
Um Bryce does a good job of spreading the ball around. This is just like I forgot uh the guy to make the comment about the tight ends. This would be a game if Ted can't go. You want to get the tight ends more involved. To make up for the absence of Ted if he wasn't able to play Sunday. So it's not like we can't go out there and move the ball or be sufficient as an offense because of one person. So I
Yeah,
would definitely hate to see it, but it is what it is if he's not able to make it. I mean, like we said, next man up.
yeah. Well, I mean, if you let a lot of people tell it, it don't matter. They could put me and you out there wide receiver, Tony, because Rico it does everything on offense. So me and you
Right.
go out there and run some 5-yard routes, and then have to go to the sideline and get some oxygen. You know what I mean? Then we come back out there another play or two later. But look, at least I know I would. Boy, let me tell you, I run 10 yards and I'll be like, all right, I'm good. So look, I'll be like this. I'll be like, yeah, they'll coach. Somebody come get me. Oh,
Exactly.
Panther Dog, what's going on?
What's
I
up,
said
Panther
trade
Dog?
me Nico. Nico. I don't know if I have a Nico. I know
Nico
I have. I know I.
Collins.
No, I don't have Nico Collins. I think
Um,
somebody else has him. Time for Coca to shine. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you, Mr. Hunky Dory. so, so I'm in a meeting paying attention, but checking my fancy football stats on your phone. Uh-huh. Hey, it's called multitasking. I learned it from you. Trust me, I learned it from you. All right, we need
oh,
T
he said
Mac
he was
more
talking to
for
Panther Dog.
huh?
He said he was talking to
Oh,
Panther
oh,
Dog.
got you. Got you. Okay. We need T Mac more for ATL, so lean towards keeping them out. You know what? I can agree with that. I can agree with that. I can agree. He says, sure, Nico for Bijan. Woo! Lord have mercy. He said, hell no. Oh, so we finally have the tools to win even with injuries, except if Andy's taking the snap. You know what? That's a good
I
point, Mr.
agree.
Hunky Dory. God, that is a good point. It's crazy. Let me tell you, the amount of injuries that we've had this year. If this was last year, I guess it's weird to say this. If this was last year, it'd be last year all over again. You know what I mean? So shout out to the depth that we have on this team. Even though a lot of us, like last week, I was so terrified for their offensive line. I swear I was. I was just like, man,
Right.
Michael Parsons, and what's the dude on the other side? Was it Rashad Gary? I think his name
Yeah,
was Gary. Yeah,
Rashawn Garrett. Yeah, you said it right.
yeah. Yeah, man, I was just like, because I was like Parson doing his thing. I was like Gary's doing his thing, and I'm sitting there like, yeah, man, this might not be a good day. And let me tell you, and they didn't get a hand on him. The closest they got was McKinney getting a hand on that fumble that Bryce had that Chuba picked up and ran for like 6 yards. You know, so
Right.
I mean, hell, even at wide receiver spot. Tet missed a game earlier. David Moore is out for the season. Xavier Leggett has missed games, and it's what I mean. Chuba Hubbard has missed games. Pat Jones is out on the defense. The offensive lineman on here hurt. You know what I mean? And so we've had people in and out, in and out, in and out. But hey, shout out to the depth that we have and the quality, the quality depth that we have. So shout out to that.
Right.
All right. Underground West, what's good with you? He said, "What's good, Panther Nation? Late but present. Present and accounted for, sir. Thank you for joining. Thank you for
Going on, Wes?
Oh, he said, what about Bucky? Plug and play. Facts. 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 I can't remember. It's been a minute since we've had a rotation like this where somebody goes out and the next man actually steps up and there's not that much of a drop off. You know what I mean? And like I said, and I think the most prevalent occurrence of that was last week at Green Bay on the offensive line because those boys did good. Those boys did a damn good job. Yeah. So we've had a whole bunch of injuries. Don't see who comes in. Rico still running that rock. Facts. 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 E. Green said, keep pounding. Keep pounding. Our wide receivers block. I think that's another reason we can run like we do. Facts. Icky has been the one mainstay. The man is trying to get paid. Yeah, let me tell you, boy. I ain't gonna lie. It was a couple times where he pushed Michael Parsons in the dirt like he was just a bad, something or whatever. I can't get the word out, but bruh, yeah, he did his thing last week. He definitely, but he owed Michael Parsons some get back for last season because Michael Parsons came in the Bank of America Stadium and made Icky look real bad last year. And it was
Yeah,
crazy,
that's
Tony,
true.
because it was Icky and Josh Nijman that played against Michael Parsons last year here at Bank of America Stadium, and this year it was Icky and Josh Nijman that played against Michael Parsons at Lambeau Field. Now, how crazy
Right.
is that?
I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that Yosh Nami was in the game last year.
Mm-hmm. What's up? What's up? Two teams. If any of y'all ever heard Red Swarm talk, he sounds just like the rapper 2 Chainz. So I've been calling him
Nah.
Blue Claw and all this stuff, but from now on, he will
I
always
thought
and forever
about it
be known
last
as
night.
2 Teams.
You know who he sound like and look like?
Who that?
Uncle Charlie,
Oh,
Charlie Wilson.
wow.
Yeah,
I
how
bet you.
you doing?
Lord have mercy. I don't want him to try to sing like that though. Say, hey, you right, Ray. I mean, I can run 10 yards. Trust me, I can run. It's just that what's going to happen after I get done with it. That my problem is not getting there. My problem is after I'm dead, and my body's like, like what the hell is you doing?
Yeah, I feel
Hey,
you.
look, and I know I'm skipping forward here, but me and Red got a bet. Me and Red got a bet for the Falcons game. Okay, so if the Falcons win, I'm going to get the missus to print Red up a Falcons chain and logo, but it's going to be in Panthers colors. Okay, he's going to have to wear this. Got to turn his camera on so I can see it. Okay, I got screenshot that, so I have that now and forever. But
Hey,
if the Panthers
let me tell you
lose,
now.
go.
Let me tell you how Red will try to wiggle out this. You got to put a time limit on it, cause he'll turn the
Oh, I
camera
know,
on, turn it on,
I know.
and right back off. So you got to tell him he got to at least wear it for at least a good hour. You know what I'm saying? We
Okay,
need to see
all
it
right,
for a good hour. Yeah,
all
you
right.
got to
Hey,
be
hey.
specific.
All right, hey Red, you agree to that? You got to wear it for at least an hour. Oh, okay. But now, if the Panthers do go down to Atlanta and lose, I will wear that same Falcons chain in Falcons colors. Next time I go live. All right, so that's me and Red's bet. But yeah, let me tell you, that's good old 2 teams right there. All right, let's go ahead and move on here. Okay. So what to expect from the New Orleans Saints defense, okay? So in total defense, they are 19th. Pass defense, 14th. Run defense, 24th. Okay. And I'm kind of like now we saw that the Jets defense was lacking when we played the Jets, but then again still, we were still trying to do that whole you get a series, you get a series, you get a series stuff
Right.
with Rico and Chuba. So that was going on then. Okay. Scoring 24th, red zone 18th, third down 15th. Okay. So mind you, it's crazy because I thought that defense would be the total defense would be just a little lower than what it is, but on here, 24th in the run game. I love to see it. I hope that ends up being, something in our favor. And I think it will be. Like I said, I think Rico will go out there, hopefully have himself a day. I'm hoping to see, like I said, I'm hoping to see 150 plus on the ground and 3 touchdowns out of Rico. Okay. Um Now, Tony, I haven't watched a single Saints game, all season long. I don't know if you have, but is there any,
Me neither.
oh, okay. All right. Well, then I'll just leave
Yeah.
that be.
I will say this though. Um you can bet on what's his name right there? 94?
Cam Jordan.
Yeah, you could definitely bet he gonna play with his hair on fire because he was upset about that game last year. You know how he
Hmm.
damn near was ready to quit and retire after they lost to us. So
Hey, well, he already played
yeah.
with his hair on fire because it's the color of ash now. He went out there
Oh
tried to look like a old lady this year.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he got
true.
them gray braids in his hair. I ain't gonna lie. I saw that and I was just like, oh, okay. And it's crazy because they unveiled those new jerseys. But is it me or does the jersey not match the color on the helmet? I don't know
I,
why
I
those
haven't
jerseys
I
look so
haven't
much
given
lighter.
any attention. I haven't paid any attention to it.
Because now the
Hmm.
color I have on the left side of the slide, that is the official hex code for the Saints. Because I go and look these up before every game, make sure I get the official color. And I look and I put this. I said, yeah, that's two different colors. I said maybe it looks a little different in person, or I don't know. But we'll see. But what I'm hoping for from this Saints defense is exactly what we see on the screen. Okay. I'm hoping for all of this to show up and be prevalent just the way it is. All right. And hopefully we can knock down that run ranking a few pegs. And hopefully we can also knock down that 14th ranked pass defense down a few pegs. Okay. All right. So
Right.
that's what they expect from the Saints defense. All right. What to expect from the Saints offense, okay? And last week, if I'm not mistaken, was okay, Tyler Shuck. It's crazy. I cannot see that name and get Shuck out of that name. It's show, but whatever. Okay. But they got Tyler Shuck starting. So total offense, they are 29th. Passing, 27th, 22nd. Run offense, 27th. Scoring, 31st. Red zone, 31st. Third down, 20th. Okay. If everything holds the form here, this right here means that Derek Brown, Turk Wharton, Ashawn Robinson, DJ Wanham, Nick Scorton, Princely, and them boys should have themselves a damn day. Okay.
Yeah.
They traded Trevor Penning to the Chargers at the trade deadline. Okay, so I don't know exactly what the offensive line looks like.
They started
If
centers out for the year.
mm, you
Eric
know,
McCoy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about McCoy. And then the thing is, so they traded Trevor Penning. They also traded Rashid Shaheed. Their number 2 wide
Right.
receiver to Seattle. Okay, now we will have to play against him later on in the season. But my thing is, it's like it's Chris Olave, and then a lot of cats that I haven't even heard of when I looked at the depth chart. You know,
They had
so
Jawan Johnson. They tight end. He's been pretty good in their
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
offense.
No, I'm
So
I'm talking about just the wide receivers. I know we got to
oh
worry about Jawan Johnson and Taysom. I like to play all over the field. Let me tell you, he has been a thorn in our side. Every game that we have played against the Saints, and he has been on the team. I
yeah,
would
he
I would
has.
love I would love for it to be a situation where he might get one catch for like 2 or 3 yards, and that's the last we hear of him in the entire game. You know what I mean? I don't think it's going to be a situation where they're going to put him in and do a lot of run plays with him. You know what I mean? The way that our run defense has performed this season. So we'll see. So Tone, what do you think about this Saints offense?
Like I said, I haven't watched them at all this year. I didn't know they um benched Spencer Rattler. uh week before last or last week. This would be Tyler Shuck's first or second start. I can't remember if he started
Second, I
last
believe.
week. His second, so he started last week. So the run game is not helping them out. Because that's what you would like to see. You would like to see your run game hitting on all cylinders to take pressure off your young rookie quarterback, and that's not happening right now. Then you trade away. Um, I guess you could say your number two wide receiver, number three, because they still have Brandon Cooks, and I just remember that yesterday. So Brandon Cooks is still there. So I don't know, man. They're in that quarterback conundrum right now. I don't think they really feel like they have their franchise quarterback, so they weathering the storm for the rest of the year, and it's affected them offensively because you don't really
Mhm.
have a true signal caller that you're comfortable with to run your offense. So hence that's why they're like 1-8. So
Yeah.
but that's a plus for us, and I just hope that our defense can take advantage of their shortcomings on offense.
Yeah. Hey, and Kenny, I'm gonna bring this comment back up later on. He said I'm starting Chris Olave. Okay, I got this comment started. I'm gonna bring it back when we get to another slide here. Said they hoping for Arch Manning. Probably
Mm,
so. They look they need to hope he stays in for another year and they are terrible again for another season so they can get him when he gets this whole thing figured out. That if that's their
exactly.
plan, they need to they need to hope he stays another year. They need to tank again next year and then go after him. I'm gonna sit Johnson because uh Kittle and Gaston. I got you. Okay. All right, cool. So, the Saints offense, a lot to be desired from their fan base, I'm sure. But, like Mr. Hunky Dory said, hopefully this is a game where we have sacks, some interceptions and some fumbles. He said throw in a block punt or two. Man, let me tell you, a block punt return for a touchdown would be great. Oh, and speaking of block punt return for touchdown, hey man, shout out to the Cowboys. Shout out to the family of Rashawn Nealon, the young man who apparently, passed away due to
Marshawn
suicide.
Nealon.
Marshawn,
Marshawn.
thank you,
Yeah.
Marshawn Nealon. I know this a rival, not rivalry, but I know we talk junk. I'm always talking crap to Cowboy fans and stuff. But prayers up to to his soul, prayers up to his family, prayers up to the Cowboys and their fans as well. It's a you never know what's going on in somebody's mind, okay? Because I saw a post and it was like, this young man just blocked the punt, returned it for a touchdown, and you seen him um just jumping around, celebrating and all that, and then a few days later he is no longer on this earth. Okay. So,
Right.
I say that to say, my thoughts and prayers go out to them, but also check on your people. Okay. Check on, your family and friends. Janelle, she'll tell you, when I've known her for 20 something years now. And when I feel like there's not something wrong, I will pester and badger her until she finally tells me what's going on with. You know what I mean? And sometimes you
Yeah.
might have to do that with the
I'm
people
the
that you
same
know.
way.
Yeah, with the people that you know and love, check on them. And let me tell you this: if you know, if you when you get that feeling, yeah, everybody knows that feeling. When you get that feeling, you know something is wrong. Okay, don't just okay. Well, I'm not going to worry with it right now. They said they was okay. Sometimes you might have to do your own research and do your own digging. But I say all that to say, my condolences to them, and also everybody, love your people, check on your people, make sure that the people that you love in this world are okay. Okay, because they will tell you they are okay and they're not. All right. So, but again, shout out, not shout out, but like I said, my condolences to his family and prayers up to him. All right. Let me see. Yeah, it was a weird situation. Yep. Yep. Hey, 336, what's going on with you? He said, "What up, fella?
What
I
up,
just found out
336?
yesterday Tony was a scout. Much respect." Man, how many times have we got on here, help scout the extraordinaire? I know you've been watching us for a long time. You just figured
No,
this out
he.
yesterday?
Nah, I took him. I took him a little bit inside of my personal life.
Oh,
What I
okay.
do behind the scenes? Yeah,
Gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Okay. Well, my bad, Commander. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. My apologies, sir.
Appreciate it, 336.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. All right, cool. Keys to victory, and I ain't gonna lie, this slide is getting really redundant. I'm thinking about taking it off of here. Hey, stop the run, run the ball, pressure Tyler Shuck. Okay, it's just that simple.
Just that
Um,
simple.
it's that simple because if we can have a repeat of the Falcons game on defense, okay, and I say that because look at what we did to Michael Penix. Okay, we didn't get a sack on him, but Evero blitzed more in that game, and I think he's blitzed this whole season combined. He got pressure on Penix. They got in his face. They knocked him down. They forced overthrows. They forced underthrows. They forced him to be off target the entire game. And
Right.
it was one of those games. I think a lot of Falcons fans just chalk it up to they say it was an anomaly. It was just one of those games where nothing they could do would go right. Okay, just nothing they did went right. Everything went wrong. Okay, and but I do think, and a lot of them, probably won't admit to it. But you can't just sweep under the rug that the Panthers defense had a lot to do with that. You know what I mean? So I hope we see the same effort, the same let's see, the same strategy from Evero this game because the kid is a rookie. Okay, this is his second career start. Put the pressure on him and make sure that he knows he is not going to have a day at Bank of America Stadium where he got all time in the pocket to sit back there and try to find all of his receivers and tight ends and running back. Okay, so yeah, he's the
Right.
victory. Short, sweet. Tony, you got anything to say on this?
Nah, like hey, that like you said, that's plain and simple right there. I mean, it don't take no whole long laundry list of things that we need to do and what we don't need to do. That formula, those first two things has been our formula uh for the season so far. You know what I'm saying? Stop the run, run the
Mm-hmm.
ball. You got a rookie quarterback making his second career start, on the road in our building.
Mm-hmm.
Let's apply some pressure to
Facts. He said, "I thought y'all was just saying that."
him.
T Green said 30-13 Panthers. I got you. I got you. All right. Cool beans, y'all. Cool beans. Excuse me. Okay, and let me say this one more time because there's quite a bit more folks in here now than the first time I said this. But I have 2 tickets for the game tomorrow. Okay, if you didn't see it before, and let me hold on, let me get this banner off the screen. Okay, let me get the comments so y'all can see this slide. Okay, so I do have 2 tickets for tomorrow's game. I will be giving them raffling them off here at the end of this live. Okay. There's 2 ways to enter. If you want to join the co-armchair membership tier here on the YouTube channel, you will be automatically entered for both of these. Okay, the Saints game tomorrow and the Rams game on the 30th. Okay, if you would just want one shot at it, you can send me $10 to my Cash App, the Armchair GMCJ. Okay, and like I said, tell me which game you want to try to get tickets for. Okay, so at the end of the live here, before we get off and get our Saturdays going, we'll be giving away raffling off 2 tickets for the Saints game, and at the end of the month, I'll be doing the same thing for the Rams game. And at the bottom there's 2 ways to enter. Okay,
I sure
all
wish
right.
I was there. I can enter
I feel you,
for
cuz. All right,
real.
let me get all this stuff back up here now. All right, bet. Okay, so keys of victory. All right, enemy spotlight. Okay, um, and I got Tyler Shuck up there because I think is self explanatory. We get pressure on him and get him uncomfortable, and I think the Panthers will have a great day on defense. I also put Alvin Kamara up there because, like I said, it's a rivalry game any given Sunday. He has not had the best of seasons, and I think you can pretty much, unless he goes off the rest of this year, Kamara has not had 1,000-yard rushing season since he's been in the NFL, and I don't think that's going to happen again this year either. But what I will not sit up here and do is dismiss Alvin Kamara like he did not run for 140 something yards on us the beginning of last year. You know what I mean? He is a
That's
good
a
running back.
fact.
Now mind you, the Saints as a team are not running on they had a 8-cylinder, 6-cylinder, 4-cylinder, hell, they had a quarter cylinder. They not running on nothing. You know what I mean? So, but
Yeah,
like I said, one thing I will not do is get up here and dismiss Alvin Kamara, because I've seen it time and time again where it's any given Sunday this man can go off. Okay, so with the Panthers do what they have been doing as far as the run game, with a few exceptions. Okay, we hold Alvin Kamara to a pedestrian game. We get pressure on Tyler Shuck and get him to the ground, get some turnovers. I think we'll be all right. Now I could not resist putting Cam Jordan and his hairdo on here as well. But I do have to say respectfully for Cam Jordan, we got to make sure that he is he's not a factor in this game as well. Okay, he's just not out there for
that's
shits
true.
and giggles. He's still a decent player in this league, and he, like I said, any given Sunday. And I hope that Icky and the boys go out there and do the same thing that they did to Michael Parsons to Cam Jordan. Okay, and is Chase
Fact.
Young still on the defense, or did they get rid
Yeah,
of him? I can't.
yeah. Chase Young's still there.
Okay, so I hope that the duo of Cam Jordan and Chase Young are basically an afterthought tomorrow. Okay,
And
but
they
hopefully
still
they
have
go out there and do right.
Grandison. They still have
Oh, okay.
Grandison as well. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right, cool. But Tony, any thoughts on the enemy spotlight here?
No, you pretty much hit it on the head. Like I said,
Okay,
Tyler Shaw is a rookie, he's making a second start, apply pressure, force him to throw the ball. And the way that you do that is stopping the run. Make the
yeah.
quarterback beat you. And
Mm-hmm.
we've seen what he would do so far when you have to put the ball in his hand.
Thanks. Michael Dennis said,
I
"I'm
think he,
still
I
afraid
think
of
he threw
Taysom
two
Hill."
interceptions last week. Oh my bad. I'm still
Oh no,
afraid
go ahead,
to
go ahead,
hit.
Tone. No, you good. Go ahead.
No, I said didn't Tyler Shuck throw two interceptions last week? I
Let me
believe so.
see. Let me look it up, right? Give me 1 second. But Michael Dennis said he's still afraid of Taysom Hill more than any other Saint. Man, I'm telling
I
you,
feel
man,
you on
he
that.
he he is just like aggravatingly just annoying. I mean, just so aggravating. Okay, he had one touchdown and one interception. So he had one
Okay.
touchdown, one interception. And then, a person that we got to see later on in the year, Matt Stafford out there throwing no look damn passes across the middle of the field. So that joint was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh no, he said Cam Jordan got the HBO House of Dragons hairdo.
Oh
Wow.
wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh, Mr. Hunkador, you never disappoint, dog. Oh, I didn't even think of that. I did. He does look like one of the Targaryens.
Wow.
Yo, Lord have mercy. That is hilarious. Black and Blue, what's going on? Which is that last week Panthers top graded linebacker Christian Roseboom and had top graded linebacker Christian Roseboom and right guard Damian Lewis. Roseboom had 15 tackles and 12 the week before. Yes. And Roseboom is a tackling machine. Okay. I think it's been, highly beneficial for him giving the green dot to Trevin Wallace. The only thing I would say with Rose Boom sometime, man, let me tell you, he ran past Josh Jacobs, slid past him like he thought this was a World Series game and he was trying to score the game winning run in the bottom of the ninth. I mean, like I was just like, yo, I said, did he forget he was playing football? I said, why did he slide past him like that? You know what I mean? But that's not the first time that he has ran past somebody in the backfield. So the one thing I would say to Christian Roseboom, is keep doing what you're doing, but you gotta gather yourself, square up in some of these situations, and make the tackle. You know what I mean? Because that ended up being the damn first down on that play. But we'll see. But I love what Roseboom is doing. Okay. I think
Right.
he's become more of a just point click go get him type of linebacker. You know what I mean? I still think we need another linebacker in here who can do everything that him and Wallace are doing, but is also a lot better in pass coverage. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. Miss Sunky Dory said 38-10 Black Cats. I got you. I got you. I got you. All right. So enemy spotlight, Tyler Shuck, Alvin Kamara, and Cam Targaryen down there at the bottom of the screen.
Damn, Targaryen.
Damn Targaryen. Oh God, yo, let me tell you, and it's funny because I'm going to post that picture of him on X, and it's wild because if you tag him, yo, he is with the X shenanigan. I promise you. I've seen people tag him, and he's like, oh well, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, oh crap. Now, I don't know if it's actually him and he
Yeah,
got somebody running his account for him, but they definitely with the shits though. But I'm definitely gonna
yeah,
put
he
that
will
up there
snap
and be
back.
like, hey, like Cam Targaryen, first of his name. All right. Panther Spotlight. Okay, so I couldn't find any really good pictures of Nick Gordon and Prince Umam like by themselves. But I was gonna put them on either side of the screen. But I chose them because, like I said, this is a game where I think both of these young outside linebackers should be able to have a good day. Okay. Now Mom Yellen has had a few injuries. Scorton, let me tell you, Nick Scorton has really been doing his thing, and I think he's been doing it and not getting, I ain't not say not getting the recognition, but he's been doing it quietly. Okay. And I
Right.
also I also wanted to put Mike Jackson on the screen as well because and hold on, let me go back because I told him I put this comment up here. Okay. So Kenny said he's starting Chris Olave, all right, fantasy league. My thing is this. If I am the Saints, and like a lot of teams have done against us this year, you have your number one wide receiver, and then you have everybody else. Okay. Mike Jackson will probably do a decent job against everybody else, but for the most part, you put your number one wide receiver on Mike Jackson because the Panthers do not travel. Like Tony said, when they break the huddle, they go wherever they're going to go. It's not like if they see Olave go to the right side of the field and JC's on the left, JC's going to run and Mike Jackson's going to switch. No, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But
Right.
can our secondary and our linebackers, hold up enough to let these two gentlemen right here, and you throw DJ Wanham in the mix as well. Can they hold up enough to let these young cats get to the quarterback? Because as quiet as it's kept, Nick Gordon has a nice move set when it comes to getting to the quarterback. He has a nice spin move. I think he started to establish, a nice a nice swim take, nice swim move, trying to get past the offensive line to get to the quarterback. But a lot of times, you go back and look at the tape, they got their moves, they get into them, and then bam, the ball is always thrown at the last second. At the last second, and then
Right.
it's kind of like then on the plays where the defense the defensive coverage is very sound, and it's like then the quarterbacks are running here, there, and everywhere. So it's just like if it lined up well in the Jets game. We had like 6 sacks in the Jets game. Lined up very well in that one, but it hasn't for much, of the rest of the season. Now Derek Brown is doing Derek Brown things. He's out there, just, I mean, just grabbing people and then slinging them to the sideline, and then running after quarterback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Derek Brown is not that person, that's going to run down their quarterback like that. You know what I mean? But like I said, if I think if our secondary and linebackers, can go out there and hold up a little bit better in the passing game than what they've been doing as far as well, let me not say that quite like that. I do think a lot of it has to do with, I keep saying this, that zone coverage that Evero runs. There for me, there are a lot of soft spots. There are a lot of weak spots in that zone that get exploited, and I think that's why a lot of times these quarterbacks have these last second outlets that they're able to get their passes off. Before our edge rushers and inside defensive linemen are able to get to the quarterback. Okay. But I felt like I have said a lot on these two here in the last couple minutes. Tony, what do you think about Scorton and Umamiela's chances of getting a sack or having multiple sacks this week?
I think they have a good chance to get in the backfield and get a sack. Umami Yell, I know he'll be extra hype because he missed last game. So coming back from injury, I know he's itching to get back out there on the field. It's just a matter of time before them guys, really turn it on. We've seen flashes of them, some good consistency production wise, but flashes as far as getting to the quarterback and things like that. It's just a matter of time before it all lines up and it just clicks for them. You know what I'm saying? So I feel good about them being able to get to the quarterback Sunday. How many times I don't know, but I feel good about them getting there.
Okay. All right. Bet. But like I said too, I hope that this is it's not going to happen, but I'm going to hope every week that it's third down and 3 and Mike Jackson is not playing 10 yards off the line. And we went through
Right.
this on Tuesday night, and a lot of people in the chat were like, and I know it's true. He plays Mike Jackson like that because he's not fast. He doesn't want him to get burnt over the top. And I get that. And I get that. But like I said, I still hate to see our cornerback, 9, 10 yards off the line of scrimmage, and it's like third down and 2. And the thing is, it's not like he's meeting the wide receiver at the sticks and then trying to make a play. Mike Jackson is backpedaling from the start. So when the wide receiver gets to the line of scrimmage, he is still as far away from him as he was at the snap. And then he has to, he's not fast. So therefore, no, he's not going to be able to cover all that ground to get back to that wide receiver to make a play. That's why I always say, I wish they would do some type of adjustments as far as that with Mike Jackson. Or a situation, move Mike Jackson to the slot and let, Shaw Smith Wade or Corey Thornton, get a shot and see what happens. So, we'll see.
Right.
Sante Samuel Jr. That would be great if we could get him. I was hoping we would not let him leave Charlotte, but I do think he has a visit with the Vikings and somebody else as well. So we'll see if we'll see what happens. But I'm not gonna lie to you, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you. Once I saw that he left and they didn't have a deal, I kind of went ahead and just rolled that one off. But we'll see. We'll see. Said he ain't been terrible, but he can't catch. Man, hey, everybody was so down on Mike Jackson not catching that ball. And I'm like, it wouldn't have mattered, y'all, because Romeo Dobbs would have ran him down before he hit the 20. And then there was somebody else about 15 yards down the field that probably would have got Mike Jackson before he even hit the 30. So, because everybody was like, oh man, that was a pick six. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. That was not going to be a pick six.
Right.
That was not going to
Right.
be a pick six. So is he far off because Evero defense, or he's not comfortable because he's not fast? It could be a combination of all of that. I'm pretty sure it's Evero's defensive scheme, and that's how he wants to run things. And again, he's not fast, so they're trying to mitigate the chances of him, getting beat over the top as well. Just say somebody wants to run a go route on third and whatever. You're not going to see Mike Jackson in press man coverage, and I'm not asking for that because I know better than that. I know better than that. My cousin right here has taught me a lot last few years. I know better than that. But but my thing is this though. Still, I just don't see the point, of it being third and short, and he's still playing that far back off. But we'll see. We'll see. I can't complain too much. I can't complain too much because we're 5-4. The defense is playing good, but I think we would give up quite a few less third downs, if that wasn't the case, you know, damn near every time. But we'll see. We'll see. All right.
Right.
Yeah, say Mike Jack should have at least 2 INT touchdowns. Yeah, he definitely should
Yeah,
have one
shit.
in the
Oh,
Falcons
I
game.
thought you talking about. I thought you talking about this Sunday. He should have at least two.
Oh, well, I mean, I hope so. I hope he get. Let me tell you, I hope he gets one. He should have had one versus
Right.
Atlanta. But when I say his CPU glitched out on him at the end of that run in the Atlanta
Yeah.
game, I mean, it's like he had a error code or something pop up on the screen, and he's like he didn't
Listen.
know what the hell to do.
After that mishap, I'm gonna call it mishap. I'm gonna be nice. In Green Bay, his stock plummeted. I have no faith. As a matter of fact, I reserved the right to remove the name from Cinder Block Hands from Xavier Woods and
Xavier
give it to
Woods.
Mike Jack. Yes.
Facts. Facts.
Mike Cinder Block Jackson.
Yeah, but the thing that got me was I'm like, bruh, you were over there by yourself damn near. Why did you bunny hop to try to catch the ball? Like, keep your feet on the ground
Yeah.
and catch the damn ball and run.
Had
But
no
you know,
reason,
hey.
no reason whatsoever. Yeah, we ain't gonna be no dead horse. Ain't gonna be no dead horse.
If we had Dante Jackson or Josh Norman, that would have been yeah. Now I gotta agree with that one. Dante
Yeah, but
Jackson would have caught that and
Dante,
been
yeah,
out.
pick six.
Yeah, that was
Josh
pick six
Norman,
all
not
day.
so much. Josh Norman
Yeah,
ain't fast.
but he would have caught it. He definitely would have
Yeah,
caught
he
it.
would have caught it. Yeah, he
Yeah.
definitely would have caught it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Dante Jackson, oh, that was a house call all day right there.
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah.
let my dog Corey Thornton get some play. Man, let me tell you. I
I
don't know
agree.
if I don't know if it's going to happen this year. It's going to, God forbid, it's not going to wood. It's going to take an injury for Corey Thornton to get some significant playing time in Evero's defense this season. But I will say this: if Corey Thornton is back with us next year and Evero's still the defensive coordinator, I think you'll probably see a lot more of Corey Thornton. I honestly do, but we'll see.
I
Michael
love
Dennis,
that next question. I
it's
love
a
that
question
one.
for Tony the scout. If you have a slower QB, why would you play him on the field side where there is more field to cover? It makes no sense to me, but I'm no expert. All right, Tony.
Um, I'm glad you asked that question, Michael Dennis, and I would defer that comment to Ijero Ivero because it makes absolutely no sense to me. Me and CJ talked about this last week, and I think I brought it up to CJ or he brought it up to me. I can't remember, but we had a conversation about that. Like, why is Mike Jack playing to the field side? Why is he not playing towards, the short side towards the boundary? It
Mm-hmm.
makes no sense. I mean, because you can, if you're going to run cover two, if you're going to run a zone, I mean, I understand. You might want to have a zone, but we run a zone period. So let me say it
Mm-hmm.
like this: if JC Horn sometimes, not all the time, but he plays man to man. He's the only one out of our corners that play man to man. I don't know why we
Mm-hmm.
put him on the short side of the field and we leave all the open side, the play side of the field wide open. And then sometimes it seems like there's never a safety over the top of Mike Jack. One, I think he bails too quick.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's one. Pre-snap, I think he gives up too much yardage to the wide receivers. He's big enough. He's big enough to combat their speed if he could play press man corner and get his hand on the corner. Because if you wanna, let's think of it this way. I don't know if y'all remember this play a few years ago. Ladarius Sneed when the Chiefs were playing the Dolphins, and he was man up on Tyreek Hill, and he jammed Tyreek Hill at the line of scrimmage, completely threw him off, couldn't threw him off his route, couldn't get going. Tua had to go somewhere else with the ball. Now Tyreek Hill said it shocked him, but
Mm-hmm.
if you want to slow down the Corvette, you put a speed bump in front of it, right?
Facts. Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my thing. Like, if I was a corner, and I know I'm not the fastest corner, and we've seen this with James Bradbury some, and he did it
Mhm.
especially with bigger receivers. You know, he would get up there, he would press Mike Evans or Julio Jones, even though Julio Jones had the speed, but they wouldn't quick twitch. They wouldn't twitched
Yeah.
up. You know what I'm saying? So it was like size on size. But Mike Jack, he's never nowhere near playing press man, mirror the wide receiver or nothing. He's like, I don't know. Mike Jack need to be playing safety, in my opinion.
Mm. Okay. All right. Bet. What's up, Mr. Belt? And look at the car in the picture, Tony. If I'm not mistaken, that's an old Corvette.
Yeah,
He said, "God damn it, this is our lair." That's all
yeah.
I'm trying to say. God damn it, got you, man. Appreciate you, Jordan. He said, "Okay, I thought it was just me." He said, "Thanks for the explanation." Yeah, man.
No
It's
problem.
I sit here every week and I'm just like why? You know, because for me, when Mike Jackson's playing that coverage, and like I said, and he's bailing out at the start. Okay, from my perspective, that gives the wide receiver all the advantage. Because my thing is, if it's a call like hitch route or a comeback or out route, you're already cooked. You know, you already cooked because by the time the wide receiver makes his move, you're still 6 to 7 yards in your back pedal. You're not going to have any time to be able to come back and make that play. And then on the off chance, that Mike Jackson, okay, well, cool. Well, let me go ahead and try to get back towards the wide receiver. Look at the Dallas game and George Pickens. Okay, you give Mike Jack a step outside, then go back inside. Let me tell you, Mike Jack's gonna do a 360 and be wondering where in the hell everybody went. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's just a trust me, I like Mike Jack. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a serviceable cornerback. But like I keep saying, and I'm gonna keep saying this until I see something different. I sometimes I don't think he's put in positions to be successful on certain down and distances. Okay, and that's why I say that I would love to see some adjustments from Evero and this defense, but I don't think we're ever going to see them because Evero this is his defense and he is not deviating whatsoever. So we'll see. We'll see.
right.
Palmetto Money, what's y'all thoughts on Roseboom and Tevin? I feel like they have progressed a little bit, but we still need a true Mike sometimes with size, coverage skills, and can hit while commanding the defense. Shoot, well, my thoughts is everything you just said. You know,
Well,
I think
they
that
both got the size. They both
yeah,
got the size.
hmm
Yeah,
yeah. But I agree. I agree with that. I do think we need a more true linebacker when they say that the coverage skill. Okay. I think they have done an excellent job in getting better at gap control and assignments. You know what I mean? And you can see the difference when anybody else is in that game but those two. Okay. You can see the difference. Claudin Sherellis against the Buffalo Bills. Okay, he was in one
right.
play, and what happened? Damn, it was either 64-yard touchdown or a 30-something yard touchdown. And what did he do? He overran the gap. He, in his
Yeah,
mind, he said, "I'm gonna cut James Cook off at the sideline." James Cook said, "Bet I'm gonna cut this back and I'm gonna run to the end zone." Mind you, by the time James Cook put his foot in the dirt, Claude Sherellis he was cooked. And the thing was, he was done, and he was still
yeah,
a good 5 to 6 yards away from James Cook. But by the time Claude Sherellis was able to gather himself up from trying to run that way, thinking that James Cook was going toward the sideline, it was too late. He couldn't gather himself up quick enough to get back to the lane that he was supposed to be protecting from the jump. Okay. So, like I said, my Trevin Wallace and Christian Roseboom, I think they have done a great job of that, as the season has gone on. But like I said, I would love to see I do think that they get a little lost in translation when it comes to coverages, and covering opposing tight ends and running backs and things like that. So I do think that's a position
hmm
that either in the draft or in free agency, that the Panthers are going to look to upgrade this upcoming offseason. But but trust me, those two are definitely doing this. You know, they're definitely on the come up. Don't know how necessarily how steep the curve is, you know, but they're moving up. You know, slowly but surely they're moving up. They're getting better and better. As let me say that. All right.
Right.
Let me see how it was the first I heard say MJ should be a safety. So I'm starting to see it now. Well, I can hear Howard now. Oh no, he should be a safety. Oh, shout out to Howard. I can't mimic his voice. Let me tell you how it get to going. I just be laughing just to hear the sound of his voice. But shout out to him, man.
Yeah.
Let me see. Assuming there's pressure coming on the quarterback. Gotcha. Wiley,
Yeah, I
what's up,
call.
Wiley? How you doing, big dog?
What's up, Wiley? I call Howard Jack Plummer now.
Boy, hey, let me tell you. Hey,
That's Jack Plummer.
Jack Plummer was the best thing since Tom Brady, boy. If you let Howard tell it.
And
All that.
listen, the man is no longer in the league, and Howard still tell you he was pretty good.
Lord have mercy. What's up, Nate? How you doing? Panthers need to make statements tomorrow. Win by 2 touchdowns, not field goals. Facts. Facts.
I
Facts.
agree with that.
Wiley said draft linebacker, safety, and defensive tackle. Facts. And my thing is this. I don't know. I guess it depends on how free agency goes, but I'm going to need them to whatever they do. Okay, whatever they do. And they tried to do it this year. They tried to do it this year, but the Patriots just had more cap money to spend. They went after, you know, the marquee free agent. It was reported that he signed with the Panthers and everything. Patriots scooped in last minute, got him. So I applaud them for going out there and doing that. But I would also throw cornerback in there, you know, as well, Wiley, if they don't if they get them in free agency or whatnot. If they don't get them in free agency. But also, now I know this is the other side of the ball, but you know, I know we are praising the offensive line and the depth and what they're doing as well. But I do think that we need to start looking at some long term, you know, replacements on the offensive line, you know, as well. I do think that you need to start looking at who's going to take over for Taylor Moton. You know what I mean? And
Right.
I don't know if I don't think this is too early to start doing that, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Well, we did that yesterday over on our Black Cat. I was over there with
Mhm.
them boys for about 4 hours yesterday. We was having a good conversation. We did about
Mhm.
10 mock drafts, and we definitely there were definitely people saying that, thinking about drafting to replace um um
Taylor Moton.
Taylor Moton, and just getting more depth on the offensive and defensive lines and stuff like that. Yeah.
Mhm. Hey, let me tell you, I got home. No, not I got home because I did not go to work yesterday. Because I was laid up in the house and barely walked. But but yeah, I came out to the shed yesterday and it had to been like, God, it had to been like 3, 4 o'clock. And I turned on YouTube and I said, damn. I looked at the thing and it said Wilder had been live for like 8.5 hours. I was like, yo, I
Yeah.
said, I don't know how they do it. I said, shout out to him. I said, shout out to him. I said, I don't know how they do it. I don't, but I ain't mad at them, not one single bit. You know, shout out to the ringmaster. I call him Wiley as of late. You know, Wiley be up at 5 in the morning, and then it be 4 o'clock, you know, my time. You know, Wiley still be on there. So you know, shout out to Wiley and the guys over there at Black Cat. Yes, Jake Curhan did play good. He played great last week. I'm not good at that. He played great.
Yeah. Yes, you
So I
did.
agree. Inside offensive line, offensive tackle, and cornerback are needs. Yep. Uh, 336 is going to hate to see Timo go. The him and Jensen are the last of the old team. Yes, yes, yes. They really are. They really are. But Jensen is really the last. Jensen is what his. So he damn near what 20 years now. If I'm mistaken.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. He said time's almost up. Said Wiley definitely running the circus over there. Boys get crazy. Yeah,
Hey,
man. Hey.
I be trying to keep him in line, man. I try to keep him in the middle of the road, but Red gets started. Leo ass be in and out. And then
Boy.
then Wa- then Wiley gets started, and here we go. The damn done broke. The dam has broken.
Hey, let me tell you, I hope Red is watching. I swear I hope Red is watching. Because he probably gonna get me when I say this. But it's so funny because every week, Red is that uncle, that be sitting in the corner, with his legs crossed and always got a story. Red be like,
Right.
y'all remember, because what did he say the other day? Y'all remember back in the day when you was in your teacher's class and they had the thing they used to let you watch, and it was he was talking about some old show. And I ain't gonna lie, I was in the comments. I was like, Red, I was like, hurry up. I said, why you gotta tell a story every time you try to make a point? He went he
Mr.
went to
Hunky
something
Dory said.
about
Mr.
wow. He
Hunky
said,
Dory
Jesse.
said Jensen had grandchildren in the NFL.
Probably so. Probably
That's
so. Probably
crazy.
so. But yeah, but shout out to Red though. Let me tell you, Red get up there with his stories, boy. I'll be dying laughing. All right, so let's go ahead and get back to this. Let me see. Man, this Icky's looking for that bag. Well, hey, let me tell you, he been playing like that because if I'm not mistaken, the first few games I saw this stat and I meant to write it down. I forgot the number again. I think it was like weeks 1 through 4 or something. He gave up like 15 pressures and whatnot, and I think he's given up like 2 or 3 since then. In weeks like 4 or 5 on. So, like I said,
Yeah.
I should have wrote that stat down, should have screenshotted it, but I didn't. But yeah, excuse me. But Icky's definitely he's definitely trying to get paid. But my thing is this: if we can now mind you, Icky, okay. Now you go out there last week and you do what you did, him and Josh Nyman, okay, to Michael Parsons. All right. My thing is to you, Icky. We need to see that every week because now we know you can do it.
I
There's no
agree.
excuse.
I agree
There's no
with that.
excuse for you to go out there and have somebody else come around here and next thing you know, they running past you and you sitting there looking like, oh, damn, let me go help my quarterback up. Nah, we done seen it now, Icky. We done seen it. We done seen what you can do. Now we need to see this every week from here on out. You know what I mean? Everybody's prone to a mistake or two. We understand that. But the game that you put on last week, oh yeah. Oh yeah. We we
Yeah,
we, we need that. Yeah.
he reset the bar for himself for sure.
hmm Yeah, Moten did get paid. He got a what was it, a 2 or 3 year extension, Tony? I know it was at least two. Um,
I think it was like a 2 year extension, something like
okay.
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
if it was two, then yeah, they probably should be looking at going ahead and grooming our next right tackle, from
But
wherever.
yeah.
So
We definitely
hmm
definitely need to pay Icky and need to pay K Mays this summer, like
yeah.
Rashak just said.
hmm
Hmm.
I've heard talk of people saying that we need to we need to look at replacing Cade Mays as well. And I'm just like, I'm like,
No,
nah, bro, no,
I don't agree
Cade
with that.
Mays is doing good. dog.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
hmm Yeah. His Icky said Michael Parsons. Who? Yeah, facts. Facts, facts, facts. Let me see. He could give the Panthers 5 more years though. Who you talking about, Kenny? You talking about Timo? I don't know. Timo got 5 more years in him. I don't know. Oh, he's 31. Okay, I got you. Well, only reason I say that if you are talking about Timo is he was Iron Man for years. He didn't miss a single game. What was it? Last year was the first game that he missed in his career.
Yeah,
He played every
yeah,
game,
yeah.
every snap, every down, all of it.
He has missed less than 5 total games in his career. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I know it ain't more than 5.
Okay. So Moten 2 years, $40 million. Okay. Well, bet. Well, then this will be perfect. This will be perfect. Okay. Just say you find you a say you find you a right tackle, maybe in the third round or something. Because Moton was a second round pick. And I mean, if they went after, I guess it for me it depends on who they get with their first round pick. But if they went after, a high rated tackle that slipped into the second round, I wouldn't necessarily be mad at that. Especially like I said, you got Moton over here. He could learn from Moton and potentially replace him at the end of well, not 26, 20, 27. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see. Let me
Right.
see. Said Corbett is May's backup, and Corbett played well last week. Yes, yes. Because if I'm not mistaken, Corbett can play center, and I want to say that Curhan can play center in a pinch. If I'm not mistaken, if I heard that right from Dave Canales. But yeah, Corbett is definitely the backup. So if something happened to Cade Mays, Corbett switching over to center, and then you're going to have Jake Curhan come in at right guard. And they did sign a couple of offensive linemen to the practice squad this week that they'll probably promote for this game as well. Because we definitely are thin overall on the offensive line. All right. We do not need to replace some. Just need quality backup or rotational pieces now. I got you. We should sign Brady after the season is over. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was shocked that they only gave him a 1 year deal. I was also shocked that Brady Christensen did not sign with somebody else in free agency. Now that did shock me. You got a guy that was playing all over the offensive line last year. I thought that teams would be knocking his front door down trying to sign him in as far as free agency. I did not expect Christensen to be back this, so but yeah. But
Right.
depending on that ACL, we'll not ACL, well, Achilles. But
Achilles.
yeah, we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see. All right. Said Timo, one of the greatest draft picks in my opinion. Facts. Facts. Miss Hunky Dory said, question, who is on the cut list right now? We have not talked about that so far this season. Who's on the cut? That's a damn good question. Hmm. Damn, if you asked me this last season, shit, I'd have a whole Excel spreadsheet. Ready to damn go. I can't even Tony. I can't even
I
go
don't
to my
know. I haven't even thought
I
about that.
I have either. I can't even go to my old faithful and Nick Scott because as much trash as I've talked about him last year, and but not so much this year. You know what I mean? I think he has definitely. And as somebody said on Tuesday, it was like, well, hell, there wasn't nowhere for him to go but up. but still, but still, damn. Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a good question for another live. I, mm, who would be on the cut list right now? Damn, that's a good question. Okay, yeah, yeah. I ain't gonna lie. That one got me right there. That one got me right there. Let me see. Said hell, based on injury, we can bring back the same O line because they won't demand much money. Well, we'll see. We'll see. He said that's a good thing. Yeah, for real. That sure is. Said they cut Tarkman last week. Yeah, now they did make a few moves to bring people in and out on the practice squad. Yes, but I'm assuming
Right.
Mr. Hunky Dory means like as far as everybody who is like starter, second string, and maybe third string on the depth chart. You know. Let me see. Shaq said maybe Chuba. Okay. I said this the other night. I say we keep Chuba. Okay. We had a two running backs situation when we went to the Super Bowl in 2003 with Sean Foster and Stephen Davis. Even though they were, vastly different, running backs aside speed and power and things like that. Um, but my thing is this: if we can keep, Rico and Chuba next year, I'm not going to be against that whatsoever. I say bring both of them back. And then there was a lot of talk about, if the Panthers keep four running backs. Don't too many teams keep 4 running backs like that. So who's the odd man out? Is it Brooks? Is it ETN? Whatever. So we'll see how that works out. But my
Right.
thing is this though. Rico signed for 1 year. He's going to be a free agent, and it's a lot of things you got to consider that we don't know per se. We don't know if Rico is a fan of this whole 2 running back thing. You know what I mean? Like in his
Hmm.
private life, his personal time, he might not necessarily like. He might be sitting home thinking, okay, well, cool. Well, this is cool now, but I don't know if I want to do this again next year. You know what I mean? I don't know if I want to be a part of this system where it's just like, okay, it's going to be me and another guy being Chuba, and it's just like, is he definitely going to be running back one next year, or Chuba going to be running back one at the start of the year, and then they're going to see where it goes from there? Because again, you probably going to have other teams beating down Rico Dowdle's door, offering him the bag. I think just by what Rico has done since the Miami game has definitely, you can go ahead and lock him in for a contract somewhere next season. He has done enough
What
already
if
for.
yeah, what if Carolina is thinking that same thing and they are already in the works of trying to work something out? He might not they might not even let Rico make it to free agency.
Oh yeah, no,
I
I
mean,
agree.
I,
Hmm.
I'm just saying because so much talk is talking about well, Rico only got one more year. He's gonna be
Hmm.
gone. All the teams throwing this and throwing that at him. Well, if we see that and we may think that, I'm pretty sure Carolina thinks that, and I'm pretty sure they know what his value is to them. So I'm pretty sure they working on something.
True, true, true. But you know how I like to do? I like to try to throw in all the scenarios I can think about. The what ifs. You know what I mean? Because the one thing that we know, especially with the Carolina Panthers, it ain't guaranteed that somebody's gonna come back, especially if everybody likes them. You know what I mean? So, but
Hmm.
we'll see. But yeah, but everything you said is correct, and I hope that's what the Panthers are doing. I hope somehow, some way, they are getting their scenarios and getting everything ready to be like, "Hey, Rico, this is what we're going to offer you, and we want you to stay in Carolina." And I hope that that's enough to keep him here, and and yeah. So, but we'll see. So next year, what running backs you keeping? Shit. To be honest with you, I'm keeping all of them. If it was up to
Oh,
me, I'm keeping all of them. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. I'm keeping all of them. But all right, cool beans. All right, so Tone, the one thing I did want to talk with you a little bit about because I didn't get to talk with you about this on the last live. All right, so we are
What's
second in the
that?
NFC South. All right, we're 5-4 overall, and we're ninth in the NFC. So we are officially in the hunt as far as the playoffs go. Okay, so I got the schedule here. All right, and I asked this the other night. What do you think of the chances? We got 8 games left. What do you think of the chances that we go 4-4 in these last 8 games?
I think the chances are real good. When you say 4-4, yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
think that's doable. Yeah, I
Okay.
definitely think that's doable.
All right. Cool beans. Cool beans. Because now, me personally, I think we can get New Orleans twice. Okay, so that's two. All right. Atlanta's going to be a toss up because they're going to want get back. They're going to want some serious get back for getting skunked in week 3. Okay. Um,
Right.
and Twan said this on Tuesday. I think we match up with San Francisco a little better than people are going to give us credit for. Okay. I really think we do. So, and I was telling Janelle this earlier and a few days ago. I think we got a shot in all these games for the rest of the season. Okay. And don't twist it out of proportion when I said I think we have a shot. Okay, if the Panthers go out there and do what they need to do, I don't think it's a situation like last year where it's just like, hell, we about to lose, and then we surprise ourselves every now and then and get a win. That was my feeling a lot last year. It was like, yeah, we about to lose, and oh shoot, we won. You know, now
Right.
I'm like, I think we got a shot at all these, but the outcome is still to TBD. Okay, but I think we can get the Saints twice. I do think we can go down to Atlanta and win. Okay, I do think we can do that. Um, I also believe that even though the Buccaneers are playing really good football right now, they do have a lot of injuries. But the good thing for them is that we don't play them the first game until December 21st. So I don't know how healed up they'll be by then. But, you know, just like we saw last year here at Bank of America Stadium, we could have won that game. We could have been 6-11 last season if Chuba hadn't have fumbled. We were going down the field for the game winning field goal. You know what I mean? But I think we got a chance to split with the Buccaneers. Now LA and Seattle. Now I do think we have a chance. I think the chance is because we're at home. Now mind you, LA is balling. Seattle is balling. Okay. We are going to have to play two very, very damn near perfect games, I think, to beat either one of them. All right. But I believe we
Right.
have a damn good shot of I put like that. I think we have a damn good shot of being 9-8. I would love to have a winning season because there's no more 500 season. You're either one game under 500 or one game over. Okay. So a winning season this year would be great. I mean would be great. Look, T Green said 12-5. I hear you, T Green. He said we gonna sweep the Falcons. He said home versus Seattle and the Rams. I got you. Playoffs. Hey, to be honest with you, I think we definitely have a shot at the playoffs. I honestly do. Whether we can make a run and get an NFC South title, or maybe we have an outside shot at a wild card. I'm not gonna take it out of the realm of possibility. Definitely not gonna do that because let me see here. If I'm not mistaken, okay, you go to the Buccaneers here. Their record last year was
Who? Tampa Bay? I think it was
Tampa
11 and
Bay.
6, right? They ended the regular season 11 and 6.
10-7.
Oh,
They were
10.
ten and
Okay.
seven last year. They were 10-7 last year, and then they were 9-8 the year before, and still won the division. Okay, so but like I said, and Tampa Bay has a lot of injuries. Now, mind you, I don't know if because I know Bucky Irvin is out this week, Chris Godwin is out this week, Mike Evans, I think he is gone for the rest of the season. Like I said, I don't know what that's going to look like because that is over a month away from now by the time we play the first game versus the Buccaneers. But you got what's a man name Ikubu Emeka y'all know who
Emeka
I'm talking
Ibuka.
about. Ibuka, that's
Emeka
it.
Ibuka.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. They do have him down there, and he's ball. You know what I mean? So, but we'll see how that looks when it gets down time for that. But yeah, I do think the Panthers have a good shot of winning quite a few more games than we did last year. All right.
Yeah.
Palmetto said I would like to see some plays from ETN Horn. Yeah. Seattle has won 11 straight road games. He's us. Okay. Rob Jones said playoff baby. Rookie tight end as well. Gotcha. Said we can beat the Seahawks no problem. I hope so. Said our bye is at a darn good time, refresh and heal for the last 4 games of the season. Yeah, yeah. If you split up this last part of the season, it's dead in the middle. Yeah, I feel you on that, Mr. Hunky. Okay. All right, cool beans. Now a lot of you have already done this, okay? But cuz give me your prediction tomorrow. And everybody else, if you haven't, drop your prediction in the chat.
I can see a 24-13.
Okay.
I can see a 24-13.
All right. Native said Tampa will lose the next 3 games. New England, Buffalo, and the Rams. Ooh, that's a gauntlet right there. Kenny just says Panthers. The kid thinking like me. We just gonna win. Zuda, what's going on? It said Panthers by 10 plus. All right. JJ Blackshear, 3016 Panthers. All right. T Green, 3013 Panthers. Alfonso Sampson, 2815. All right. Native, 31-10 Panthers. He said, okay, Panthers, gotcha. Mr. Bird, 2011 Panthers. Miss Uncle Dory, 34-13 Black Cats. We got one INT, we get one INT, one fumble, and 4 sacks. I like that, Miss Uncle Dory. I like that. 27-17 home team got you. Let me see. Tampa gonna
Yeah.
lose to the Patriots too. I got you. T Green. Okay. All right. Bet. Bet. All right. Now, I'm gonna do this one last time before we get up out of here. Anybody that hadn't seen, okay, giving away a set of tickets, or raffling off a set of tickets today, okay, for the game tomorrow. All right. 2 ways to enter. You can join the Co-Armchair GM membership tier on the YouTube channel. That will enter you for today's raffle and the raffle at the end of the month for the Rams game. All right. If you just want to try get a shot at winning tickets for just this game or just the Rams game at the end of the month, you can also send me $10 to the Armchair GMCJ Cash App, and that is at the Armchair GMCJ. And I got one person so far, and if you are still listening, Miss Ariel Curtin, I do have you on the wheel. Okay, and DeMarcus, I just got yours, and I will add you here to the wheel as well. All right. Okay. All right. Cool. It's off the screen. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to share my screen. All right. And the thing is, so what I did here, I added I changed the wheel of names and put the Panthers colors in it. So we got the wheel of names and we got the Panthers colors. All right. So we got DeMarcus, we got Cyburn 21. Cyburn joined the co-armchair GM tier on Tuesday. Appreciate you. Panther Dog, another co-armchair GM. Revolutionary Poetry sent me $10. And Torres, co-armchair GM. Prowling Veteran Podcast. That's Nick. Appreciate it. He's co-armchair GM. Got Ariel and back to the Marcus. Okay, so those are our folks right now. So I'm gonna give a couple minutes here if anybody else wants to wants to join real quick. Just hit me up on Cash App or join the co-armchair GM tier real quick before we get up out of here. Okay. Let me see. Palmetto Money says if we can win 10 games, I'll be happy. Man, if we can win 10 games, I might start take my black ass to the gym and get in shape. And let me tell you, that'd be inspiring right there if they win 10 games this year. From 2 to 5 to 10. Yeah, man. I might go find me a Planet Fitness somewhere and and get to work. Oh, Panthers journey. Wow, he said Carolina 18-10. Got you, Wiley. Got you. Said T Green is I'm added to the wheel. Okay, well, T Green, I don't have you as a co-GM member, and I don't have you as precious. I don't have anything on the Cash App, so no, not at the second, no. 9 dime all the time. What's good with you, man? How you doing? Kenny said, "Good luck, everyone." Hey, and thank you, Miss Hunky Dory, for the 5 gifted memberships, man. I appreciate you as always. Thank you. So, to everybody who is now a member of the front office, appreciate all of you. Thank Mr. Hunky Dory, as always for his support. Appreciate you, Mr. Hunky Dory. I said Wiley on what I'm on. I don't see a lot of points. And I'm not going to lie either because that's been our theme. This except for the Atlanta game. That's been the only outlier this year where it's just like we went out there and kicked ass and took names. Everything else has been a one possession game, and it's always gone always down to the wire. You know, so we'll see,
Facts.
and that's why I posed the question. Will we be able to go out there and handle business in a timely fashion? Can we take the starters out in the fourth quarter? And let Andy Dalton or whoever, if his thumb is all right, let them go out there and finish the game. Can we have a game like that? So we'll see. 336 said, I agree today that if we make an NFC championship, I'll buy my first Bryce jersey. Wow. I hear
I
you.
don't
I hear
believe
you.
it. I don't
I
believe it.
hear you.
336 lying. He lying.
Shoot,
I don't believe that.
I got a I got the blue Bryce jersey. I'm gonna wear that tomorrow. I'm gonna have my blue Bryce jersey on, and the missus gonna have her blue Ted McMillan jersey on. So yeah, okay. Hold on,
Okay.
let me see. At home, we better be scoring. I feel you on that one. 336 went the Jaden Daniels. I got you. I got you. Okay. He said, I swear. I got you. All right, cool bean. What's the Cash App? Okay, it is, hold on. Uh right here. Let me get this off the screen. It's at the armchair GMCJ. Okay? The armchair GMCJ. Hold on. Okay. Got somebody else to add on here. It's off the screen. Back up here for a second. Let me add somebody else to it. Okay, so I got Ray Keese on here as well. All right. Cool bean. Cool bean. All right. It's weird they put it up there in those big ass letters. All right. Let me see. Okay. All right. T Green. All right. Hold on. Let me go ahead and add you on here real quick. It just came through. Okay. All right. Cool bean. Okay, y'all. So. All right. We're gonna go ahead and spin this wheel here, and let me see a couple more comments here. Oh. That I'm kind of hoping, hating. It seems like Bryce and CJ averaging missing one game, one season. Yeah, yeah. All right, cool beans. Let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. All right, so good luck to everybody. Hey, congratulations, Ariel. All right,
Yeah,
so
congratulations.
congratulations. Okay, so if you're still watching this, all right, send me a email, all right, at thearmchairgmcj@gmail.com and send me your Ticketmaster information so I can send you those tickets. All right. Thank you for playing, everybody out there. I appreciate the love and the support. All right. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Cool beans. And again, still not the last chance to win. Got the Rams game at the end of the month, and we got the home games in December as well. Okay. All right. Cool beans. Cool beans. Does anything else before we get out of here today?
Nah, man, I just
Or
want to see us get the victory Sunday, man. Protect the home field, put up a good amount of points, put pressure on New Orleans. Um, yeah, that's about it, man. Keep pounding as always.
yeah, yeah. Ooh, damn, I'm driving. Yeah, keep pounding, baby. I'm gonna be rocking this in the bank tomorrow. I ain't gonna lie. I've seen the Panther logos and stuff like that. I ain't seen nobody with a keep pounding chain. So you know, hey. Hey, look, yeah, Sweet Caroline, bop, bop, bop. I'm telling you, boy, that's turned to my favorite song the last few months, dog. I'm telling you. All right, well, cool beans. Again, thank you to everybody who joined and entered to win the tickets. Congratulations to Ariel for winning the tickets. Again, like I said, if you're still watching, make sure you send me your Ticketmaster information. My email is thearmchairgmcj@gmail.com. Okay. Again, thank you to Mr. Hunky Dory for the gifted memberships. Thank you to Vietnam for being a member for 5 months. Thank you to Vietnam for the $10 super chat. Okay, I appreciate all the love and support. Before I get out here, you can find me on all social media at Armchair GMCJ. Oh, and let me tell y'all. Okay, so if y'all haven't, go over and check out my TikTok. Okay. So every week I try to do some kind of a car karaoke or work truck karaoke, depending on whether we won or whether we lost. When we lost to the Bills game, I did one with Usher's You Remind Me, and then last week I did Many Men by 50 Cent. I was like, many men wish death on my team. Went to Green Bay and ate some cheese. He said, now we trying to be what we destined to be, and we gonna keep pounding. So that was my little. I try to replace the lyrics in a little bit. So y'all go over and make sure y'all check it out. And I'm sure y'all will have a good laugh because I can't sing whatsoever, and yeah, and it's been a struggle the past 2 weeks because I'm getting over a cold or whatever it's been. But y'all make sure y'all go ahead and check that out. All right. And again, I always appreciate all the love and support. All right. And as always, Panther Nation, I'm gonna leave y'all with 3 things. Number 1, y'all be good. Number 2, y'all be safe. And number 3, as always, Panther Nation, keep pounding, man.